Hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're in the best of health. I hope you're drinking water and minding your business. If you're new to my channel, my name is Annie Paul and it's so very nice to meet you. I make content on student advice, medicine, lifestyle and natural hair. If you're returning, you are an OG, you are an OG. I feel like I'm going to cut this part out, my goodness. Let's do that again. Hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're in the best of health. I hope you're drinking water and minding your business. If you're new to this channel, my name is Annie Paul and it's so very nice to meet you. I make content on student advice, medicine, lifestyle and natural hair. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much. I love you. So in today's video, we're going to be answering some of the frequently asked questions that I've received either from on here, either on social media, via Snapchat, Instagram and the likes of that. So if this is something that you're interested in, questions about sponsoring yourself, questions about having jobs, questions about which schools to go, then you want to stay tuned, okay? Okay, so the first question is, when do lectures start? And I would say lectures would usually start when school resumes. So lectures should start on or around 1st of September. Schools in Ukraine will generally resume on the 1st of September. So if you happen to maybe resume late, they make provisions for groups that resume late to try and catch up with whatever curriculum they are going through at that time. But if this is something you're bothered about, maybe you're going to miss up on some topics, no honey, don't let it disturb you. To be honest, you will do just fine, okay? Yeah, you will do just fine. The next question is, are lectures the same thing as classes? And for this question, I'm going to say no. I know it's uni, okay, and you're expecting that you should have lectures and you should have classes as well, but that isn't exactly the case here, as we would usually have lectures and teachers will come, have slides or maybe PowerPoint presentations. They would project that and teach. Like, they would literally be giving us lectures. During the lectures, we are lectured by our lecturers. I don't know if that makes sense. My goodness, Eniola, be serious. So what they do during the lectures, they ask you for during the class. I don't know if that makes sense. So during class, you'll be hearing something like, oh, but I taught this on the lecture, or oh, haven't you had the lecture for this? The problem with this is there's usually mismatch. So you might end up having the lectures first before you have the classes, or you might end up having the classes first before you have the lectures. If you have the class first before you have the lectures, it's more work in the sense that you have to study for the class, study to pass, study to impress your lecturer or your teacher, and study for good grades, okay? And then when you deal with all of that, you have to be present on lectures, because usually for some reason they check attendance in lectures as well. So yeah, there's classes and there's lectures, and if you have lectures before your classes, you might as well just listen and take notes and enjoy yourself, okay? So yeah, you're welcome. The next question that I have here is, I laminated my documents, I'm applying for a visa, what can I do? Now, this is heavily dependent on the document you laminated. In my case, I had only one laminated document, and that was my birth certificate, okay? I didn't laminate anything else and I didn't get any problems. I didn't get penalized for that, nothing of the sort. I've had someone reach out to me and they laminated their WAEC certificates, and I've checked with my friends, like people who've applied as well, and it was okay. It's something you can actually work around. If you have original copies, maybe he had a scanned copy, the person who reached out to me with this question. But if you maybe perhaps don't have a scanned copy, maybe you can reprint, I don't know, because to be honest, it's just safe to have your documents in paper form. Like, you don't want them to give you any problems if you get to the embassy, or when you get to the embassy, just because of a document you had that you were trying to preserve. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, one of the key things to keep in mind is, when you are processing for a visa, please do not laminate your admission letters do not laminate, that's the word, do not laminate your invitation letters as well, because your IV particularly has a slip at the bottom that the immigration officers tear off once you get into the airport. Once you get into the airport at Kiev or wherever you're flying in from, maybe there'll be more international airports, only God knows. But once you get into the airport, okay, the immigration officers will usually tear off a slip at the bottom, and if your IV letter is laminated, you are not going to get that visa. Yes, I have seen people who got rejected in the past for this case. Okay, the next question on the list is about the hostel life, and I have discussed this in a previous video. I don't know if that video will be up by now, but I'll try to leave it somewhere up on your screen. If it is, please check it out. Okay, but for hostel life, how it typically happens is you get into school, you pay for your hostel space, they give you a room, and you have maybe your bed or something, depending on what year of school you come in for. When I was doing pre-med, I had a bed, I was given sheets, a blanket, curtains for my room, I had a fridge, and yeah, I had a table, a chair as well, some drawers, you know, a cupboard. It wasn't really fancy, it was really basic, to be honest, but it got the job done at the time. Because when I got into first year, guys, there was nothing for me. Okay, like, the room was bare and I had to buy my own bed. First off, I feel like that was the initiation process into school, and I was like, yeah, I'm actually doing this. I had to buy my bed first off, buy a cupboard for myself, buy a rug, you know, curtains. I had to buy those. Even they only gave me the space, so it isn't so pretty for hostel life, but it's something that you can survive, like you can live with, and you can always decorate your room to your taste. Yeah, and maybe your pocket as well, I don't know. Also, how the hostel works is you can stay over, like if you aren't traveling for summer, if you aren't going home, you can stay in the hostels and, you know, just enjoy yourself, literally, to the best of your abilities. The only thing is they do this thing where you have to pay for your summer months as well, even though you're not going to school for that time. So whether or not you're in the hostel at the time, you will pay for summer months, except you didn't leave your belongings in the hostel, except you packed all your things and you brought it back with you or took it wherever you were going. But to be honest, that's a lot of hassle, and I would advise that you rather just pay for the space so you don't have to come back next year and start looking for new rooms. Okay, yeah. All right, the next question on the list is about transfers. And for transfers, guys, I got this question from someone who was applying to come to my university, and that was Venetia National Medical University. And she said, oh, she's heard that there's more job opportunities in Kiev and other bigger cities, and she's looking to go there, which is not a bad decision if you ask me. But the thing is, if you are applying for transfers or you want to do a transfer, please talk to your agent first before you start doing any of those. Speak to your agent, speak to your school. If you're already in school, try to get your transcripts. If you don't have an agent, I strongly advise that you tell the school what you're about to do, collect your transcript from them, and speak to the school you're transferring to so they can know. The reason why I'm saying this is, in her case, she hasn't resumed fully, so she was asking, does she pay to Venetia, does she pay to Kiev? And I said, you have to go to Venetia because Venetia gave you the admission. Okay, like, once you get into Venetia, because Venetia National Medical University issued the admission, they're going to like tick off or sign off your documents for you, and then you can go to Kiev. I hope this helps you. Yeah, all right, guys, if you're getting value out of this video, if this video is entertaining you, educating you, please support this channel by liking, subscribing if you're new. I mean, help this channel grow. It encourages me to create more content like these for you. Thanks so very much. Okay, so the next question now is, can I sponsor myself while I'm in university or while I'm studying in Ukraine? by all means, I will say yes and I will say no, and I will say why, or I will explain why. Okay, so when you get into school, depending on the mindset that you come with. So I've spoken to a couple of you, and most of you want to come in with the mindset of once I get there, I'll get a job. Once I do this, I'm gonna do that. And to be honest, things don't happen that fast. So here's what I would advise. If you're coming in, you're planning to sponsor yourself, have some funds down that will at least take you for the first year that you'll be there. Why I'm saying this is because in the first year that you'll be there, you'll be facing a lot of things. You'll be facing a lot of culture shocks. I have a video on culture shocks, so if that's something you're interested in, you'll want to tune into that after this video. You'll be facing a lot of language problems, communication problems. So first off, you're learning the ropes, learning different places where to get what to get and how to say what you want. And to be honest, you at that point in time, you're not looking for how to get a job right now, because most of the people that will be considered for the jobs are people that know where to look and people that can speak a decent amount of the language. So yeah, I would advise that you have money for a year at least, and then once you get in after like 6 months, you start out with handwork, or maybe have a hustle on the side that you're doing while you're applying for jobs. Because to be honest, employers don't you don't just get employed, okay? Like, there's a whole process. There's interviews, there's screening processes, there are training processes, and then when you get through all of these things, then maybe you might end up being on probation for the next like 2-3 weeks before you actually get in. So I'm not saying this to scare you. No, actually, job opportunities are beginning to open up now here, better than before, better than how things used to be. So it's like, if you I've forgotten the word. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's like, if you come in with the mindset of immediately I'm going to get a job, no honey, it's not going to work. Okay, you're not going to get what you're looking for, and I don't want you to come here and get frustrated like now. Okay, I want you to come here, settle in, get a job, get handwork, start looking for better jobs, or start looking for higher paying jobs that you can actually position yourself for. Do you understand? Yeah, so on the issue of sponsoring yourself, I will say that you absolutely can sponsor yourself. It's difficult, but it's doable. Yeah. Okay, so the next question on the list is, can I process my documents by myself? Of course you can. You can process your documents by yourself. I didn't process my documents by myself. I had an agent do that for me. But if you are looking to process your documents by yourself, it's advisable that you have someone you can ask what the next steps are. It's advisable you have agent friends that can advise you. You know, somebody that has leg. My fellow Nigerians understand what I mean, but someone that has leg that can help you put in a good word for you, or help your documents move faster while you're looking for maybe a visa slot, like an interview date for your visa or something like that, you know. So it's like, just have someone you can consult. Okay, have someone you can ask, what do I do next, where do I go, who do I meet, what do I do there. It's going to be difficult, to be honest, but it is doable. If you're considering using an agent, I advise that you totally do. It's less stress, it's a little more expensive, but to be honest, that's the way to go. And please guys, do your research on whatever agents or agencies that you choose to use. I do have a couple of credible ones that I could suggest to you if that's something you're interested in. But if you have an agent, do your research, find out other people that they've helped that has been successful or they've worked with, you know. Just make sure that they are not a one-time wonder, I want to eat your money agents, because you're going to pay heavily for any service that they offer because of a lot of things. Guys, the last question is, can I get a job while I'm studying, or like, is it possible to work as a student in Ukraine? Guys, it is possible. But I'm going to share a little story with you, and it's a story of myself, okay? So I have been in Ukraine for 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. And I wasn't able to get a job till 5th year, till my 5th year of staying there, or till my 4th year entering 5th year of staying there. And the reason why I'm saying this is I want you to kind of understand how long it took for jobs to start opening up. First off, in the bigger cities, then in the city that I'm in, then for the kind of positions that I was looking for at the time. Okay, so it's like there's a lot of things that are beginning to change over here, but guys, to be honest, it's not easy. Okay, so yes, you can get jobs while you are studying. I advise that if you're looking for a job, you're looking for how to get one, you're looking for how to get employed, stay employed, make some decent money. Maybe you're sponsoring yourself. You check out this video on how to get a job as a student here in Ukraine. But if you already are good, you already have a sponsor, you have plenty sugar daddies, my dear, you can skip it. Okay, you definitely can. This brings me to the end of today's frequently asked questions about studying in Ukraine. Okay, so if you have any more questions, you have any more things you would like to know, things you'd like me to talk about, maybe just give you a little one or two on, okay, things you just want me to give you a cheat code on, okay, just write them in the comment section. If I'm not able to properly explain to you, I will also make a video about it and send it to you, or put it on here just for you. Okay, I love you that much. Yes, I do. I love you that much. So yeah guys, this brings me to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you so much for your time. Peace and lots of love.